Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com. It is, Wednesday, July 29th, 2015. Thought I'd do this update for you. We've been chopping sideways for such a long time now, and I'm just not seeing the market being allowed to sell off. So, the longer this goes on, the tougher it's going to be for the bears to get any momentum. In fact, I want to go revisit some of the charts and give you an update on what they're looking like now. So let's use one of my favorite guys' charts, Ron Walker, who just makes it easy for me, does a lot of good charts. Okay, there's no point really looking at the, let's see, what is this, 5-minute chart, 30-minute chart? Not really much point looking at that. Let's go to the big overall picture. The monthly chart. Alright, center this up for you. Okay, the monthly chart, as you can see, is obviously going sideways. We're almost at the end of July. It's not finished yet, as you can see. But it is going sideways. It is still riding this support line of 2067.19 on the 10-period moving average. But my concern is that the MACDs here are going down. I'm sorry, the histogram bars are going down, and the actual market is chopping sideways here. It's like they're refusing to let it go down. They've had a big up month that month, and then they're chopping sideways longer and longer and longer. It is technically a bull flag, and while it should roll over at some point and drop, it gives me the eerie feeling that they're not going to let this happen right now. I know we're going into August. It's a bearish month, but I'm just not seeing any signs of it wanting to drop right now. You can see here the full stochastic still up above 80. It's not pointing down. I just don't see any big sharp indicators yet telling me that's ready to go. Obviously the rate of change here is down near the 0 line, and it's been down here before, and it's hooked back up, as you can see. And like for that one, for example, it did sell off some, and then it chopped around 0 and then went back up. And I think that's this period right here, where that was the nice correction that we had in 2011, then back up again. And it's just not doing what we wanted it to do. It's just not. I think it's going to roll over at some time, but it's not going fast enough to suit me. And I'm especially when I look at this weekly chart. This weekly chart gives me the biggest concern. All of this sideways consolidation here, we've been thinking it's distribution. And probably is for a lot of big companies, and they'll probably just take smaller positions into the last final wave up. But this rising trend line here, we've been watching this for years, since 2011, and they just won't let it break. And we've been bouncing on this 20-period moving average and the 40-period moving average several times, and again, they just won't let it break. We're still sitting here at 50. And again, they won't let it break. But the big concern here is where we're at down here. If you look at this lower area right here, and then look actually at what happened in the market, you're going to see when we get down here to this area, it tends to want to hook up. You do have some lower or higher lows here on the actual histogram bars pointing up. You do have this ready to turn back up, and it is being supported right now by the full stochastics pointing up. So it's like it's giving you a warning it wants to go back up. It did it here, went actually below it, which was this 1820 level. Then it hooked back up, and you can see where it was right here on its MACDs as well. And you look down here on the full stochastic, see the same thing at the 50 level, at the 50 level. This one went deeper, and of course it didn't break that line, but It did go deeper, and this one, of course, went deeper as well. But in each and every case, you can see here in this zone, when it gets down here to this 10 to 20 zone, 10 to 20, 10 to 20, 10 to 20, 10 to 20, then down here, these are a little deeper, but 50, 50, that one pierced it, but again, 50 and hooking back up. That's my big concern. I don't trust it at this point. I know we're going into August. It's typically a bearish month, but it is a summer month. And even though it's typically bearish, they do have the ability to run it up if they choose, because it's still a summer month and light volume, so you could do it either way. This is my biggest concern, folks. The monthly still chopping sideways, and this weekly appearing like it wants to hook back up. And the fact that they still have not broken this trend line. We got an FOMC meeting today at 2 o'clock, and this is Wednesday. They leaked information last week that the Feds were talking about possible rate increase in September of 0.35. If they come out and say that they've put that off and they're not going to raise interest rates, they could really get a powerful rally going and spark this market. I don't know what they're going to say, but I'm just looking at the technicals. And the technicals tell me that this weekly chart is at an inflection point where it typically in the past turned back up and the market rallied. And it's already showing a hook up. That is of concern for the bears. I just don't trust it at this point. Looking at the daily chart, I see still a mixed market. You look at it here, it's come up from the bottom and rolled back down and doesn't really want to go below the zero. It's like it's trying to hook back up, but it's putting in very few small histogram bars below zero, and that's probably from the support of the weekly chart. Then you look all the way down here, look at all of this negative now going positive here and looking like it wants to go up into green territory as well. And then this again, this histogram bar is not wanting to go deep like this, just wanting to curl back up. I'll grant you the full stochastic could go either way. It could go back down here to 20 again, but it is hooking back up again. And they could use the whatever is said in this Fed meeting. They could spark some type of rally to fool everybody and actually break out and go to new highs. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. The NYA here, you can see it has broken its support, but they're trying to get it back. I think it had a back test of that, and they may try to go back up again and hit a higher level there. I don't know for sure on that one. It is weak. Let's look at some other charts. No point looking at the 60-minute or these, because this is the bigger picture what I'm showing you. As far as day-to-day activity, I still continue to post on this in the comment section on this post. Day-to-day updates. But okay, the Shanghai. Okay, I was just looking at that. Let's not go over that. It's another market. S&P daily here. Still again, this rising trend line support hasn't been broken. Also, this moving average, which is the 200 period moving average at 2065. Seems like every time they hit it, they bounce off of it. And technically, they're, other than this one right here, that's a lot of support in that 2040 area. They just won't let it break. And I'm just really losing my bearishness right now. The only thing that gives me concern here is the VIX. The VIX, but understand it's a day-to-day thing. And over time, the VIX has went down. Look, it's a downward sloping trend line right there. It's 1286, 1250, 1212, 1210, 1182. Just keeps on going down. So they may bury this thing below 10 or even, at 9 or something. I don't know. They just keep going down. Gold, okay, I'm not don't really have a whole lot of opinion on gold. That's obviously a bear flag, but I hear there's a lot of shorts in it right now. And with this here ADX being so high up here, and the negative DI divergence, I believe that's what that is, positive divergence and negative divergence. With that happening, you could very well see it reverse at any time. So I'd be a little hesitant to go short right here, even though it's a bear flag. But I don't usually trade gold, so ain't no point in going over that. I don't really go over oil, but certainly if it went back down here and in this 45 range, you certainly should see it curl back up. My big concern here again is the S&P, the Russell there. Again, inverted or head and shoulders pattern, but you know how many times they like to fake out the bulls on this and run it up past it. So, this is looking bullish here on this one as well. But again, looking back on the weekly, folks, I want to be very concerned about this. This is just not playing out like, we all thought it would, that we would be going down in the month of August. I'm not saying it still can't happen, but right now it's looking like they want to curl this back up. Be very concerned about this. That they want to curl this back up and run it up. How high? I don't know. If they do, then they're going to break out a new high, and they're going to go up to that 2200. So let's just be very aware of this. Be very cautious. This is hooking up, and I'm losing my bearishness right now. I'm still playing short term, day to day, but as far as the overall chances of this big line dropping and us getting a flush out move down to at least retest this 1820, it's not looking good for it right now. And I would lean towards a breakout to a new high before this actually drops and breaks. Could be totally wrong on it, but I'm just reading the charts. I have no idea what Janet Yellen will say, but that's just what I see in the chart. So anyway, that is it. Thank you very much, and do continue to post on the comment section, and as I'm there every day and give you day-to-day updates. Thanks again. See you guys.